Hi folks, well I don't know if you've been following the news, but there were increasing rumours of the Xbox Duke controller being re-released for the Xbox One, and we finally got it last Friday. Now for those of you who don't know, the Duke was the controller that came with the original Xbox, and it was called the Duke because it was, well, frankly enormous. And so I had the original Xbox, and it was really the machine that really got me into console gaming, I have to say, although I'd used other consoles prior to that. But I thought, you know, for nostalgia's sake, I'd get hold of the Duke. So there you go. And those of you in the know will realise that actually this is the original Duke. This is the very first controller that Microsoft released. And it was big. So I'll give you some idea of how big it was. There's the current Xbox controller, and well, you get some idea of the difference in size. It's blooming enormous. If I put that one behind it, it's like the sun. It's like a total eclipse. So yeah, it was a big old beast. And you had over here, we had space for a headset and a memory card, even though the original Xbox was the first machine to include a hard drive. And you had white and black instead of the right and left bumper. And yeah, the later models had the white and black down here, and I think start and back were here as well, and it was a bit smaller, and it was called the S controller. But yeah, this was the original one. But I wasn't lying when I said for nostalgia's sake I wanted to get hold of a Duke. And I did get myself the Hyperkin Duke, which is a recreation of that. So let's get it open and see how close it is. Let's get my knife out, because I haven't been into this yet, so I've no real idea of what's in here. Well, I know there's a Duke in here, or at least I hope there is. So let's have a look. Got to say, my first impressions are that the packaging is pretty nice. Even the inside of it, it's actually, that's all soft in there. It's lovely packaging. It's not really what I expect from Hyperkin, to be honest. And we've got Hyperkin Duke quick start guide and your usual stuff. Plug it in and use it. There you go. That's how you use it. And then on the back of there, a very special thank you to, and it says a whole series of people's names. Seamus Blackley, Denise, I can't read her name, and it goes all the way down, and we even have Phil Spencer and various Aaron Greenberg and various other people. I'll put that there so you can see it. And you can pause that if you want to read it. But yeah, that's a nice little touch. And then, oh, and this is, I'll tell you what, the packaging on this is brilliant. I was not expecting that. And you got a little plastic piece over the top there. And yeah, that is the new Duke. And pretty fine it is too, I have to say. It feels pretty much like the original. It's pretty cool. There are some changes. Specifically, if we compare it to the original, there are no spaces here for the headset or for the memory, because, well, you don't need it with the new Xbox, with the Xbox One X or the One S. And it is a wired controller, but it doesn't have a captive cable. It does have a long cable, but it's USB. Just let me show you there. You can see it's a USB cable, and I think it's pretty much on a par with the original in terms of length, and even that sits in its own little slot at the bottom there. But yeah, the actual controller itself, the layout is almost identical. The white and the black. This is slightly different. No, actually no, it's exactly the same as the original from what I can tell. I thought it was a bit whiter, but it's not. It's exactly the same. And the black are in exactly the same place. We've got the A, X, B and Y, and they're in the same place. Now, they have a slightly... Yeah, the play on them is a bit more... It's got a little bit more play on the buttons. They're a little bit more clacky, a little bit more rattly than the originals. But they still feel pretty nice. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not sure they're as good as the original, but they still feel pretty good. These, the thumbsticks... Well, this one's worn down, so you can't really see. But it's exactly the same. The feel of it, yeah. The feel's almost identical. Whether that will change when you're actually playing with it, I don't know. But yeah, even the thumb pad feels very, very similar. There's a little bit more of a gap around the edge than there is with the original. But nothing major. It looks very, very similar. Now, on the back here, we've still got the white and black, but we've also got shoulder buttons, which you can use instead of these. So it's more in line with a modern controller. And we've still got the triggers. And they feel alright as well. And you can, there's a bit of a distance between these and your other finger. So if you're going to use that grip, you might find that's a bit of a stretch if you've got small hands. But yeah, and this, and I might put a little insert video in to show this running, but this is actually a little screen and it boots up with the original boot up logo for the original Xbox. And that's pretty iconic now. So that's a pretty nice touch. But that's it. There's not much else to see in the box. And, well, you can use it with the Xbox One. So play your retro games, Crimson Skies or something, using, well, what in effect is an original controller. Pretty nice. I'm quite impressed with that. I have to say, I I would hope it would be quite good, given that it cost, I think, £70 it cost. So it's quite expensive. It's quite an expensive luxury. But yeah, it's pretty nice. And I'm actually pleased I got it. So anyway, that's me done. I'm going to go and get myself a cup of tea. It's getting late. And I'll speak to you in the next one. Bye.